Hello, and welcome to Suitcase Disc by Disc, hosted by the Tin Can Laughter. I'm Ben.
Dan.
Um, we're on to Suitcase 4, Disc 2 now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is a good one.
it is a good one. I think it's my favorite of the four. And it's, we're almost done with this podcast. So it's good that even into the later episodes, we're still getting good shit to talk about.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, man, two
And
weeks from now, we're going to do the last episode, and it'll be February 3rd, and we'll record the last episode, and then that'll be it. There'll be no more suitcase stuff to talk about unless we find more to talk about.
we might find some more things to talk about, but
Yeah. And if we find
one day
something
at a
else,
time.
yeah. And if we find something else, I'll prepare for it a little better. So that,
Yeah, yeah, I like that.
yeah, yeah. We could just do random albums, like random Bob albums. But,
That'd be fun.
yeah. But in the meantime, we're going to do this disc. Oi, does this disc start with some heavy hitters? First, we've got. Oh, I remember when I first heard this one. Lockets of the Empress, pissing in the
Yeah,
canal.
beautiful.
Oh,
Yep. I mean, every pissing in the canal song that we have available is great. So I
yeah,
love them, and this is no exception. It's a good one. It's
yeah.
just a pretty jangly, awesome, nice song.
Yeah. I think in the. Well, actually, since I have this, I gotta shout now because I moved across the room. Since I actually have this suitcase, I didn't think to do this last week, but I'm gonna do it now. I'm actually gonna have the booklet on hand for discussing
That's
performance credits because I think this
yeah.
song, I think the booklet says is Mitch Swan, who was a fixture of mid '80s Dayton rock, I do believe.
Yes, it credits him with 12-string guitar, but there's a question mark after that.
Yeah, I have to
12-string
check real.
guitar? I wonder if the question is whether he played 12-string guitar or 6-string, or whether he was the
Mhm.
one playing 12-string.
Yeah, I'm just looking up
You're
right.
the one with the golden ears.
Okay, it
Is
sounds
there
like a 12 string.
12-string
It
on that?
absolutely
Okay.
sounds like a 12 string.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just looking up right now, trying to find why else I might recognize Mitch. There we go. Okay, I had it right. Mitch Swan was in another Dayton band called called Pleasure's Pale, who aren't half bad. I'm
Right.
going to be completely honest. I have heard the album. It's been a hot minute. The singer sounds a bit too much like Morrissey sometimes, but it is not a bad album. And so
Yeah.
that is where, yeah. So that is where Mitch Swan was spending a lot of time, including, yeah. My point is, there's a lot of, I'm looking at the personnel for that, and there's some familiar names there.
I
But
like that band name.
Pleasure's
Pleasure's
Pale,
Pale.
it's a good name.
Yeah, it is.
And the website I'm on shows a show poster of Pleasure's Pale with Guided by Voices. $2 admission. God, could you imagine now? I could go for a $2 Guided by Voices show. My point is, it helps frame the sort of the time period of pissing in canal. It contextualizes it a little bit to compare that. Like at the time, Mitch Swan was probably more respected than Bob. Now, Mitch Swan's credit has a question mark in a suitcase. Which, hey, I'm sure Mitch Swan is a cool dude, but it sounds like him. I think I read somewhere once that you would have probably then seen it too. That there's a timpani on the song. That seems wrong because it's
Yeah,
not credited here, but I feel like I remember reading somewhere that someone had managed to like sneak recording equipment into like a school or something and use the timpani there. 'Cause
yeah, yeah. I
the
remember
drums
that
at the end
story.
are massive.
It seems odd that they would overdub something like that because, I mean, are these multi-track recordings?
I'm
Begin
gonna
with?
go with because I don't really know.
Me neither. But cool. Good song.
Yeah, it's a tune. We have another really good tune right after it. I think the ooze, the new ooze.
News.
This has always been one of my favorites from the suitcase, and I don't really know why.
Pretty
I
awesome.
Yeah, it's a very little tune. The vocals don't come in until the song's second half. The bass,
This
I don't.
sounds like
Sounds like
it
Factory.
sounds like it, yeah, it sounds like it would fit on Factory, and
Yeah,
it's got the Jimmy Pollard credit.
yeah. And it sounds like
It
he's.
seems to fit.
hmm I think
Yeah,
it credits
it
him with.
doesn't seem like acid rants.
Yeah, and it credits Jimmy with bass, which is interesting because I don't really know what he's doing with the bass. It's a bass sound I've only ever heard on this song. No, I mean, granted, if anyone was going to do that with a bass, I guess it would be Jimmy.
Yeah, it's kind of a mad
Yeah,
scientist on
yeah.
bass.
God, I would have loved this on Factory. I think I've been on
Oh,
record saying that I don't love Factory, but I love this song.
the song it's kind of like the head
It
from
is kind of
Factory.
like
It
the
kind of
head.
reminds me.
It's
Yeah.
simple, it's to the point, and it's a whole lot better than that song on Factory where Toby pretends to be like two 5-year-olds.
Oh God.
Fucking hell. I'm gonna make a new. I'm gonna be an asshole and make a new version of Factory, and the only difference is this is in that spot. It'd be a dick move, and I'd get a lot of shit for it, and there would be no benefits to it except that I'd never have to listen to that song again, and I could listen to this incredible song. But I'm just going off now. Nah, no,
Yeah.
News is great.
Yeah.
What do we have next? We have, oh
Our
man,
little secret,
this.
aka I can't win.
Yeah, this floated around on bootlegs for a while. I remember knowing it once under the title Never, which is the name of another Guide My Voices song that, if we do discuss that disc, will warrant a color code drawing esque discussion from me where I gush about how great it is. But nah, it's not called Never. But it sounds like Bob is saying
Yeah.
it. It sounds like Bob could be saying a lot of things, but nothing's really certain.
At the very beginning, it sounds like he introduces it or it says the title.
Yeah.
But it sounds more like he's saying,
Don't tell our
secret."
secret.
Or
Yeah,
maybe
don't tell our secret. And then there's a really loud bass cut. It's a great little tune, though.
it's a very punky tune,
Mhm.
almost like an unhinged version of like Captain's Dead or something like that.
Yeah.
But instead of the harmonized vocals on that one, this one is just kind of a very distorted, loud.
Yeah. It sounds like it was recorded next to the bass amp or something, because it's just a very bassy recording. At least in the sense of what's going in. It sounds like maybe a boombox record. It sounds like early '90s to me, just based on the drums. The drums do sound like Kevin
Does.
Fennell's drums.
Yep. Yeah, that's cool. It rocks.
hmm
Could fit on Propeller, something like that. It's in that vein.
That would have been interesting. My mind jumped to Titus, just because I
Oh,
think
yeah.
Titus has the more compact energy that a song like this
Yeah,
could do.
it would have been by far the heaviest song on Titus, like the beefiest.
Oh, yeah.
Like the sound, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Unstable Journey gives it a run for its money, but that's for
Yeah.
another time. So what do we have next? We have track 4. This is maybe my favorite of the Jonathan Jones tracks. I Can Never Let You Win.
Oh, yeah. Great guitar, great melody,
Mhm.
and this became
Little Pigs.
on, of course.
And I can't spend every episode of this podcast talking about how much I don't like Of Course You Are. Because it's not that bad of an album, but this is so much better than Little Pigs. It's got
You know,
it's an air of
yeah, I mean,
confidence to it.
it's got that Bob guitar magic to it.
Yeah.
So,
And I always thought the vocals on Little Pigs sounded a bit hushed in a way.
mm,
And then the end section was just a trumpet. It's like, nah,
yeah.
it sounds better where Bob, because once a long time ago, I was like, I'm going to do all the Hyphen Jones tracks, and I'm going to do them myself, and I'm going to give them real lyrics, and I had lyrics written for the final section of this song.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
and it never came to light because it was a bad idea, but
Is I like the guitar sound on this. Is
Mhm.
this played? Is it the technique where you're kind of you're playing one string, like maybe the E string, and letting like the A ring open? Is that kind of what's going on in this song? Like sliding
I don't
around on
know.
the E string.
it sounds like he's playing. It sounds like every chord is like fairly different.
Really?
He's probably just letting the B
Really?
and E strings ring out or something. I mean, I guess this
Yeah.
song is tuned differently, so it's more AD. It's the RAM trick. It's what RAM does, or did once.
Did once. Well, I like that guitar sound.
Yeah, Good jangly goodness.
Yeah.
Don't call him the jangling man again. That's it's what. Who knows? If listener support is high, we may do a Cleaners from Venus podcast, but not at the moment.
That would be crazy.
Oh,
That'd be
I'd
kind of
love.
fun because I like them, but I don't know a lot of their like the
Ooh,
bulk of their
ooh.
catalog. I'm not familiar
I don't
with.
know a lot of it either. I'm gonna be honest, just because there's
Yeah.
that. This is very much not a discussion for right now.
No, it is
Yeah,
not.
yeah. But everyone at home right now, if you like the Guided by Voices Suitcase albums and you haven't heard Cleaners from Venus, what the fuck are you waiting for? I'm serious. You'll love it. You'll love Cleaners. It's cut from a similar cloth. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But he's British, so it's a little different. Um, what do you have next? Ooh, we
Hey,
have
you know
Hey You
me.
Know Me, which I deduced not long after it came out because it sounded like I wasn't sure what it was. It sounded like a live track. I don't know. I just figured it was live. But at some point, Bob shouts, "You gotta rock, Philadelphia!" And I was like, "Oh, it's from a Philly show."
um,
I'm near Philly. It's from.
well,
Okay, what were you gonna
it's from.
say? Because I know what it's
It,
from.
I know what it's from too because I was there.
Oh,
Yeah, this is
awesome!
like. Yeah. So this was November
It's your Odor's
2010.
trumpet.
I believe it was November 8th, um, 2010. Like
Hmm.
one of the, it was the first classic lineup reunion show that I saw.
Hmm.
Went down to Philly, a couple of my friends. Yeah, it was a good time. But yeah, it was born out of a lethargy kind of jam.
Hmm.
Little bridge or little down spot in the song, and Bob starts riffing, and true to form from back in the Acid Ranch days, Mitch kind of, Bob and Mitch have that kind of musical synergy, I think,
Hmm.
where Mitch was able to kind of, he's echoing Bob's lines and
Yeah,
playing off them, and it just turned into this spontaneous thing. So, yeah, I would say of like the improv type songs that I've heard, this is one of the better ones. It's just it's fun, it's
yeah.
hilarious. I love the shout out to Toby at the end and Toby rock and roll.
Just shout out to
So
Toby at the end. The whole song is Toby rock and roll, Toby rock and roll. This came up in an earlier episode, and I don't remember why, but I remember an earlier episode we hinted at this song, just shouting out
yeah,
the whole band because Bob likes to do that.
yeah.
I like. I think what I like is every time they almost get into a groove, they get sidetracked and get hooked on something else. So when they start, it's Mitch rocks and I rock and Toby
And
rocks,
I
and they just do Toby rock and roll for a while. I think what's funny is I've seen video of this. I've seen video of this because I mean it's from a performance of Lethargy, so you know where to
yeah,
look for it. You'll find it. It's funny that it credits T Sprout All Smiles first. I love that
yeah,
credit, but
yeah,
Toby plays guitar on this.
yeah.
It's funny, just thinking about it since you mentioned the improvised songs. There's one that hasn't been on a Suitcase yet, which is I think
No.
Psychedelic Air Flag Suit, or the Painful
Yeah,
80s from a 2002 show. I think that one's really good. I'd like to hear that one again, but
yeah.
I don't
There's
know that
some
you can.
yeah.
So
No,
yeah.
I love those. Those are cool.
Is
There
that
was
Butt
one
Buddies
time
over
where
Corn Country?
oh no, I think it's on a relaxation of the asshole
Hmm. Air
LP.
Flag
One
Suit?
of
I don't
the
think it's on that one. That is Freaks versus the
really?
Jocks.
Yeah, there's a couple on that one. I feel
Yeah,
like.
there are a couple, but not
Yeah.
that one. Hey, if anyone listening to this who doesn't know about the improvised live songs is probably having a wild time right now. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
there are Guided by Voices songs that were completely improvised during shows, and there's I think another one on this disc.
there
So
is, yeah, and I think there's another one on this suitcase later on too.
yeah, let me check real quick, just because I figured it would be helpful to check in it. There is, ooh, there is. There is one later, and it's credited wrong, but that'll be important in 2 weeks. Not right now.
Excellent. Oh man, okay. This next song is good.
Ooh, oh, I love this one.
Ode to JD.
Hmm. I
What a
do.
beautiful song. I
It
have
is.
no idea when this is from or
It
who
sounds
JD
like
is.
it sounds like Acid Ranch to me, but like the nice Acid Ranch tunes.
Really? It
Yeah,
could
it
be. I
sounds
mean,
like early '80s.
JD is John Dodson. Is that his
You
name?
think that's him?
I don't
I
know.
did not consider that at all.
It could be, but
If
I'm
it
not really
was,
sure.
maybe it's if it was, then maybe it's like a Man of Dimension or something Bob brought to '86.
It's true. I always thought it. I guess I didn't consider it to be that old, but it very well could be. I mean, it's a Bob, acoustic guitar and vocal song, so those are hard to date sometimes.
Yeah,
You kind of, you look at like sound quality, you look at like the style,
yeah.
the
How
lyrics,
the way
and this
Bob
one is,
sings.
yeah. But this one, to me, it I feel like I could, it could be like decades apart, and that would make sense. Like I could picture it materializing multiple times, but it's just a very nice melodic song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. You covered this one, didn't you?
Um, what's next? We have a. This should sound a little
Oh,
familiar. It's I Am
I am
Decided,
decided.
but
Yeah,
it's I guess this was run for the 4 track. That's what it
yeah.
sounds
It's
like
a
to me.
little bit of a fuzzier version of the same recording, I think, that we heard on Suitcase 2.
Yes.
But hey, bring it on. I like this song a lot, so I'll take a repeat,
I feel like I should love this song more. I don't.
It's
It just hasn't quite clicked. Like I obviously like it, but
yeah. No,
it's like
I
something
get
like
you. Like,
it's like something like
mhm.
Postal Blowfish, where I really like the
Uh,
idea of it, but I don't think there's a perfect version. It
Interesting.
is a
I
good
like
tune though.
yeah. I don't think there's a perfect version of this one. For Postal Blowfish though, I like the King Shit version. That's that's pretty hot shit. King shit. But yeah, I am decided. I mean, this would be one that I feel like it's one that never got its due, or never got like a good recording. There's just that thing it does where the second verse, there's an extra guitar line that kicks in,
Yeah.
and I could see them doing a good version with the current lineup that really sells it. You know,
Perhaps.
yeah. So
I think it would
going
be better than the current possibly best version, which is the Kim Deal version, where she merged
Rams.
this with Are You Faster from Suitcase 2 and made a new
Honest,
song out of it.
yeah. Actually, I do like that song. The construction, kind of taking the best part from "Are You Faster,"
Hmm.
the, the demo version on Suitcase 2, which is the verse, and then merging it with the chorus of this song
Hmm.
is really good. So, that would be cool to hear Bob do something like that, but I doubt that would happen.
Yeah. Um, it's next. Ooh, this is Acid Ranch over and over again, which is it's a really crusty version of If We Wait.
Yeah,
And
feels
there's
feels like mostly off the cuff kind of
oh yeah,
recording. Yeah.
yeah, because there's a part every now and again where Bob will just do, and he'll just ominously talk about like time change or something. Kind of like
Yeah,
spinning
yeah,
around. That's the comparison I think of is spinning around. It sounds kind of like that.
yeah. It just so happens that like in the middle he hits upon this perfect bridge
Hmm.
for If We Wait.
Hmm.
Oh, that's cool. If you could be anything.
Thing
Yeah,
that you
I love
want to
that.
be. I need to do
Yeah.
that for my covers album. Fuck, I didn't think of that.
Oh man, you should. That would be a good one for you. It's such a great song. I mean, that's one of Bob's best songs.
It is. It is
Really.
without a doubt one of Bob's best songs. And it still isn't on an album, so fuck it. Do it again. I know it's on Sunfish and everyone loves it, but do it again. Every album anyone ever makes should have If We Wait on it.
I was first getting into GBV. I had this friend who he was already familiar with a bunch of their stuff, and him telling me about that song, like wait, but he couldn't remember the title. He
Hmm.
was like asking me, he's like, "Do you know that song? It's like there's some food upon the table, boys. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I was like, no, I don't, I don't know that one.
I
I just
first
remember
heard
it being like,
that.
that song's so good.
I first heard that song when Crying Your Knife Away. So I found that live show,
Oh wow.
and I think it's not the end, but it's like the end of the main set, and it's just Bob on guitar doing "If We Wait" on his own. So the first version
Yes.
I knew, instead of going to the guitar solo, is Bela, who ran Anyway Records, just screeching, and it ends like
Oh
that.
man. Yeah.
So hearing
Yeah.
the proper 4-track version was a bit of an eye opener. And then
Yeah.
this was an eye opener too, because I don't think I did not expect to hear If We Wait on Suitcase 4. But here we
Yeah.
are.
So cool.
All right.
A lot of early versions, kind of similar to the early Echoes
Mhm.
Myron on
Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah. Next, we have an as of this suitcase, a new song called Excellent Extension,
Yeah.
which is Bob and Nick Mitchell. It's good. I like it.
This one, this one's of that batch. This one's one of the better ones.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the song. I like the vibe to it.
Hmm.
It's a little like the other one we heard already, Deaf, Dumb and Blind Girl. That's
Hmm.
kind of a little garage rock
Hmm.
kind of thing. But this one is
I think this
it
one
has
plays to Nick's strengths a bit more.
yeah. It's got kind of a floaty feel to it, I guess.
Hmm.
There's strings on it. Um, cool song. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good tune. I think this opens the briefcase. It's a good opener.
Oh yeah, it is a good opener. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sometimes you got to do the slow kind of opener, the slow build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Oh, next is "Good to
Good
Look"
to
by
look.
Up the Family Tree, which is still one of my favorite Suitcase band names. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
just like that
It's
name a
from
lot. But
yeah,
it's Queen of Cans and Jars, and a little bit of Spring
yeah,
Tigers.
yeah. It's I think it's from the tape Rifle Games,
That sounds right.
as pictured in the Suitcase 2 booklet. There's a few other songs on that that have kind of
Mhm.
surfaced over the years. Although not much is known about Rifle Games, the tape, the
Yeah,
album, or
yeah,
whatever.
the
Yeah,
tape itself is kind of elusive, but a bunch of the songs have been released over time. I think Messengers
yeah.
from that.
It's still pretty cool to hear the early Queen of Cans and Jars. Like it's more, uh,
It's the sort of
you know,
it's Ohio Bob. I mean, all
it's
Bob is
Ohio
Ohio
Bob.
Bob, but it's for listeners new to the podcast. Ohio Bob is what I refer to '80s Bob as. Like before, Guided by Voices started making albums because the songs have a more not naive quality, but they're more outwardly earnest
Ernest. Yeah.
and they're less
Yeah.
playful. They're more a bit more on the nose.
Yeah. Which
And
it just shows you the brilliance of the B1000 version, like taking that very sturdy song construction,
making it
just
about
roughing
fuck.
it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like making the lyrics like super out there and psychedelic and
Hmm.
cool. The way, and also we got to mention the riff because the iconic guitar riff from Queen of Cans and Jars is not here.
Yeah.
There's a similar riff, but it's more sweet and
Hmm.
um, I mean it works with the song.
I think this
It's
riff,
just not.
yeah, I think
Mhm.
this riff was used as the guitar solo in Spring Tigers on Suitcase One.
Yeah. You mentioned that before, and I never noticed that, but yeah, you're totally right. Um, so that is cool to get an early peek at a B1000 classic.
All right,
What is next? Yeah.
Slave
Oh,
Boss
next is
Cranberry,
Kyle.
which I remember from your website. I remember finding it there once.
Yeah, yeah. I had a mission one time to um, catalog or at least collect all the live improv songs
Hmm.
because yeah, I had this little site like pre Bandcamp and all that. Although not that I would put this stuff on Bandcamp,
Yeah,
but
that's a.
I just wanted to share like things that were safe to share.
Mhm.
So like fan remixes and covers and like live interesting live things.
Mhm.
I thought it would be fun to compile all the improv songs I could find, but it turned out I couldn't really find that many. But this was one. that was circulating. It's not the best one, but it's interesting. It's
Hmm.
fun.
Yeah.
This one, I think you could tell like during it, Bob just kind of like stops it. He's just like,
Hmm.
all right, that's enough. I
Yeah.
think you could tell it wasn't really going anywhere. Um,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
a fun little idea. Like there's no like there isn't a song in there, but the little idea, it's a nice idea.
yeah. I
And we'll,
think it.
and we'll also note that this is Witches of Woodstock. There is another Witches of Woodstock song on here, but the
Oh
tracks
shit.
were not recorded by the same lineup. So Bob did get a detail wrong on here. But again,
Interesting.
that's disc 4. That'll be the grand finale.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, probably the band names. I think half the time they do indicate like the same session or same
Hmm.
lineup, but half the time
It's just a
maybe it's
similar
like,
thought.
yeah. Next up is
Ooh.
Slow Dirty Water.
Which is probably called that because it's a slow demo of one
Hmm.
of the best Robert Pollard songs ever.
Yeah, I love the song, and I love this version because
Yeah,
it presents like a different side of the song, and
yeah.
you could almost hear stuff you don't hear in the studio version on
Hmm.
Earthquake Glue. You kind of hear like, oh, it could have been done like this.
Yeah.
It's a interesting take on it. Because this
Hmm.
song just rhythmically is a little odd.
Hmm.
Um, and I like on this demo, it is slow and it's got those deliberate kind of chord changes, but there is kind of a faster.
Hmm.
Does like a faster strum in the
Yeah.
middle. It's kind of like a bridge or whatever you want to call it. So
Hmm.
pretty neat to hear. It's a good guitar playing and a really good take on that song. Very different from like the Edison's demos. Um,
I
it is
think
on Edison's demos, right?
it is, but it's not this version. I
Oh, no, no,
think
no, yeah, yeah.
I
It's
think
very, it's
this is
really different.
I think this is from the batch that spawned Fiction Man. I think because a
Oh,
few of
nice.
those demos have been released over time. Like Secret Star was on the Robert Pollard website for
Yes,
a
yeah,
while.
yeah,
I think there was a Zoom demo that was there too. Uh,
yeah.
I would presume Losing Usage came from that batch.
Oh, nice.
So this is like
Yeah,
the incarnation of Dirty Water.
yeah, yeah. With Guided by Voices albums, sometimes you would have, at least during that era, you know, there were like the boombox demos, and then he would do a little more refined demos for the band, which was the Edison's demos release. But yeah, this is like earlier, rougher, looser kind of vibe. There.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Nice.
Yeah,
What you thinking?
yeah. Always a fun treat to have a reason to listen to Dirty Water in a different form. You
Exactly.
can never have too many versions of Dirty Water, except maybe like real world Dirty Water. Keep the oceans clean, fuckers.
Do you know that song? There's like a Nuggets type song called Dirty Water.
Oh, what? I have a vague idea of what Nuggets is, but I've never listened to it.
Nuggets is like garage rock singles from the 60s
Oh,
that kind of
commercialized
like,
iodine book report.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There's one of those called, I mean, that stuff is like right up Bob's alley. And one of the coolest ones is called Dirty Water. So I
Hmm.
wonder if that, I just, wonder if that was an inspiration or whatever.
Hmm. Certainly
We'll
possible.
never,
Yeah.
yeah,
We'll never
yeah,
know until Heatfest happens again and someone asks Bob.
yeah. Like you,
I'm not going to ask him that. I don't want to bombard him
you
with questions.
You get one question. No, yeah, I don't know.
I
Yeah.
have too many
Well,
questions, like, why won't you do anything else with James Wright, Bob? Or, yeah, I don't know. Next we have another Hyphen Jones track. There's 4 on
oh
this
yeah.
disc.
Oh
We have
nice.
The Garden Goes, which is funny because there's another track on here called The Garden. So it's close. It's The
Yeah.
Garden Goes. I like
And
this
this is
one.
one. Yeah, this one never appeared anywhere in another forum. So, do you think it's older than the Of Course You Are demos that are
It
also printed?
sounds so similar to I Can Never Let You Win in a sense that I believe those are from the same batch. I don't think they're
Yeah.
all from exactly the same time, but I think uh, what is it? Yeah, I think this is recorded closely with the others.
Like, yeah. Every once in a while, we hear a song and we're just like, "This is a good Suitcase track." I think
This is a
this
good
is
Suitcase track.
yeah. It's not. I'm not like thinking like, "Oh, like this has potential. They should remake it." I'm thinking like, "This is perfect. This is really nice." So, just kind of a, a folky a song maybe.
Hmm.
It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a. What do we have next? We have a live track. We have "Save My Life."
Yeah. Oh, Paul Comstock on guitar. I think he was on a different track earlier that we heard. He's around on like the '80s stuff. He plays
Hmm.
on uh Forever Since Breakfast, right? I think.
Yes, and that was like a surprisingly stable GBV lineup, having
Hmm.
Mitch on bass and Paul Comstock on guitar, and I think then Peyton Eric on drums,
Yep,
who's still kicking to my understanding. So
definitely.
yeah, so I guess if it's Comstock, this might be the same batch as "Kind of Love" on Suitcase One or "Try to Find You." My guess is it's the same.
Yeah,
It's just like that. Every Man, a World of My Own. Like that show includes this song.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I wouldn't be. Yeah, that's my guess at least. It's a good tune.
yeah.
I could
A little.
I could.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that I could actually hear this one coming back.
Yeah, that'd be neat. Recycle that shit, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting melodically too, because the verse is in D minor, I think.
Mm,
But then there's another section that is in A major, so there's no
huh.
overlap between those two keys at all.
Dig.
But it works.
Yeah, very cool. I'll have to listen for that.
Yeah. Then we
Oh
have
man,
this.
something's missing.
I think this is my favorite one on the disc.
Holy
Because
shit! Okay.
it's so weird. It's not weird on its own. It's almost like just a decent throwaway track,
Yeah.
except for a few things. One is it kicks a lot of ass.
Mm-hmm.
Two is at the very end there's like maybe tape recording over of another song, and it sounds like it could be a propeller track because there's like a wailing solo, but I haven't identified the track at the end. And the third, which I'm
Interesting.
dodging very carefully, is it's Mitch Mitchell on lead vocals,
Mm-hmm.
but it has like the Memory Man delay, so I'm inclined to believe that this is a 4-track recording that Mitch sang. In
Interesting.
which case, one, this means that Mitch Mitchell sings lead on more songs in my important songs playlist than Toby. And two, this I say a lot that there's a bunch of tracks from the 90s that should have been on EPs that made it onto Suitcases instead. This should have been on an EP.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
always thought of this one as just kind of an Acid Ranch song. Didn't think too much of
Sounds a
it.
bit
It
too
is good.
good. It sounds too good to
Really
be Acid Ranch.
interesting. I'm gonna have to listen to that with that idea, like as an EP track.
Yeah.
See what I think.
Yeah, like this could be
Um,
like a like opener on side B or something. Because
yeah,
it's just the guitar and vocal and it almost sounds like an organ in the back or something, but I don't really know. I like the credit on this one. It says Mitch Mitchell vocal and then R Power guitar, and then as one word, we think we don't know.
you think we don't know?
So even Bob
Uh,
isn't really sure where this came from. It just kind of exists.
this is just there.
For all we know, the guitar
Um,
is also Mitch, and it's just a Mitch composition. You never know.
yeah, Mitch, he got one B side, but he's vocally never appeared on a proper album or EP, right?
Yeah. Well, because we've heard him sing.
Definitely.
It's not the best voice in the world,
I
but then
like
but
I like his voice because
I like it on
it's
here.
kind of
It's
yeah
kind of what?
It's sweet, kind of like a
Yeah,
uh,
it's the opposite of his image.
Yeah. It's
You'd
a
never
variation of-
expect his voice. You never expect his singing to be that.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Next we
Now
have
got
a.
a propeller
This
mo.
is a special Was it special astrology for the Warlock tour? It's
No.
Clean It Up, which is a reworking of Tractor Rape Chain, Clean It Up, which was recorded for Back to Saturn X, and the song would be reworked again as Tractor Rape Chain.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. So this came after that slower propeller Saturn X version.
Yeah, this is after Saturn X.
Interesting. It's almost like that song does kind of drag. It's a little sluggish, so I like this performance better. I like this version better, even though it's stripped down. It's demo-ish, but
I am not in that boat.
out of that boat, you like the kind of more deliberate.
I love the sludgy one.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
I took.
I'm a broken horse. I'm the one who's no good in your eyes. Anything for free, and you know how it goes. Yeah, it's a nice little tune. It's good to have it here.
It is good.
I think it's the
And,
first of the 5 to be a first of the 5 parts of Special Astrology to see an official release, which is nice.
Oh, interesting. I think you're right.
Yeah, would have been really interesting if the whole thing had been included here, but that's a bit much to ask for. That's an 11-minute suite.
Suite of like 5 songs that.
It's a 5-song suite, and all 5 songs have appeared somewhere since.
Mhm. Like 3 or 4 on Propeller.
3 on Propeller, and then this.
Class Clown.
Yeah, and it ends on Class Clown with different lyrics. What else do we have here?
Did we mention that this song, the climactic moment of which turned into the chorus of Tractor Rape Chain?
Yeah.
I think we should mention
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's it became Tractor Rape Chain.
Which I feel like you get the sense that maybe Bob was tinkering with the song for a while, and he was thinking like, yeah, this doesn't really work, but this part's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, which good call. I mean, good call. I like the song for what it is, but obviously he was able to pluck out a particularly interesting moment and turn it into something that people scream along with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's next?
You don't know.
I wanted this to be a perfect disc, but it's not. This song's just goofy. It's not even bad, but You Don't Know Me, I'm Your Dog is just really goofy.
It's pretty goofy. It's the same session as like
Lead Walking Shorts. There's one later on here, Temporary Shutdown, I think it's called.
Yeah, where you have Mitch on drums and Bob on guitar and vocals, and
yeah,
I think they're just making shit up.
Yeah,
having fun. So yeah, it's cool. You make the sun. This next one I really like.
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorites on this disc. How far are we? I need to check this. Oh, we are blazing through this disc.
We are. We're killing it.
We're 39 minutes in and we're on track 18. Man, people are gonna think we hate this disc because this episode's gonna be so short. You know what? We'll have some. Yeah, we'll have something to talk about later. Trust me on this one.
Exactly.
But right now we have to talk about the best Jonathan Jones demo. You Make the Sun.
Oh shit! This is Hyphen Jones.
It is. I always assumed it was an older recording, but I could never tell how old, because it's.
I think it is. I think it is because, well, first of all, it just kind of spawned 2
kind of
songs.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
So the first part kind of sounds like The Town That's After Me by Boston Spaceships.
I think it is. I think it's recycled. I think it's the same.
I don't know the order of it though. Like I can't date this recording.
Wouldn't recycle a song that's. I don't think he would have recycled the town that's after me. I think it.
That's true. I mean,
I
he
think
did recycle another track from that album, but that was later.
here's my chronology.
Hmm.
He made this first. It's also
Break
part of
my
it turned
break my
into this
leg.
great Circus Devil song, "Break My
Yeah,
Leg." So that means it predates "Break My Leg."
potentially,
Um, definitely.
because he's.
I Here's my chronology.
Mhm.
This first, then "Break My Leg," then recycled the remainder into "The Town That's After Me."
Hmm. See, I don't know that I follow that line of thinking entirely, if only because Bob has done the reverse at times. Like, see, like, there's a Circus Devil song called "Playhouse Hostage."
Mhm.
The song has three lyrics. Two of them spawned almighty, all-time great "Secret Star,"
Right.
which everyone in the world should like because it's a great song. And then the third lyric was resurfaced in "Smokestack Bellowing Stars," which could have come first, but I don't really know.
Lyrical recyclings, though, they're a little looser. But
Yeah,
melodic ideas, if Bob's doing postal rock, like Circus Devils,
but it's not the same melody either. "Break
no,
My Leg" sound the way he sings those lines in "Break My Leg" is very different from how he sings them here.
it's the same cadence, but yes, you're right. I mean, it's altered to
Yeah.
fit the
Mhm.
disturbing sounds
Yeah,
that
and
he's
I
taking over.
and I like this one more.
Well, I like this one a lot more. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
"Break My Leg" is
The
good,
bridge,
but this, ooh, it's killer
it
here.
is, it is killer.
Hmm. What do we have next? We have 320 from the crowd. I always forget the song is that long. By
This
Bob
is great.
Sennett, at least. It's "Time Will Destroy You." And your
Uh,
heart will. And I don't know what word he says in there. Again,
your
do 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 do.
heart will be broken.
I guess it's that. Your heart will be broken. That's right. Will be broken. It's almost like a Disney rhythm. Like Bob doesn't write songs that sound like that.
Dun, dun,
Bob
dun.
doesn't write songs that use that rhythm, ever, except this. Well,
That and
like if I follow along and I just hear "hot, hot, hot," and you see that doesn't work at all in a Bob context.
isn't that is it Cocaine Jane that kind of does that?
Yeah, good call. And that's it.
Um, the crowd is what 83.
83.
Yeah, there's a bunch of crowd songs on here. So, what have we heard already on this disc or on this suitcase?
Murphy had a birthday.
Oh man, it's an all-timer.
Yeah,
This one's not an all-timer, but it's great.
it's good to have around.
Yeah.
I'm looking over this because I don't remember what other crowd tracks are on here.
Oh man, I just saw the next track. So fucking good.
Okay,
Delayed reaction. Rats.
I covered that one today. It's really funny seeing it in here. But it's not like the really awesome 4-track version that sounds like it was recorded in a toaster. It's okay. You know how in Suitcase one a few tracks are compounded, so it'll be like My Big Day 3 versions or Bug House 2 versions. This is like a return to that because it's the first demo is effectively just Bob fiddling on guitar, following along with his own demo, and then is another demo with a song, but it's not the one that he's playing over. And so is just another version of Delayed Reaction Brats. And the lyrics are different. It's certainly interesting
Love
hearing
this
it in this
song.
form. It's really interesting hearing it in this form.
Super interesting, and I love hearing Bob do the crazy guitar riff vocally. So crazy. Oh man, what a cool song. That turnaround. Oh shoot, still there.
Yeah.
My computer fell asleep. Okay,
Uh,
yeah, that turnaround with you got
the right
you
to
know that.
fight behind that feeds you. Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Love it. Great.
Should have been on
moment.
Under the Bushes.
It really should have been.
It really should have been.
like the first song on everything.
Delayed Reaction Brats should be on every album ever made.
Listen, delayed reaction brats with all your
Your multicolored hats. Are you excited? Are you excited? It's delayed reaction, Brett. All right, we're really dragging this out.
I'm fucking excited. That's end of case closed.
Yeah, so it's always nice to hear that song come back again. What's next? Next is
Hyphen Jones.
this was not my favorite, and it's still not my favorite, but I liked it again listening to it again. It's Pretty as Her Cats.
I like it because I like cats. I like Bob singing a sweet little song about pretty.
Yeah, but he's using like the voice that he used on the Blondes and a bunch of those Elephant Jokes tracks, so it hits a little differently.
Like power ballad's voice.
Yeah, I think power ballad voice is a bit more approachable than what Bob does on like Elephant Jokes. That's his Bill Murray voice or something.
Sure, but the Blondes, I mean, that's not.
The Blondes is a bit more power ballady. It's like a palatable version about that voice.
The Elephant Jokes voice is like drunken.
Yeah.
Like slurred. Yeah.
Well, I think we established when we talked about Suitcase 3 that Elephant Jokes is one of the most fuck you albums Bob's ever released, and it's great for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is just a tune. It's a tune.
Sure
It's
is.
a good little Suitcase track. So what's next? Fuck.
One big boss.
It's just 3 minutes long. I think
Is it?
it's Bob and Greg.
Is this like public hi-fi balloon?
I think so. And I think it's mostly Bob dicking around a piano and there's some guitar from Greg.
Yeah.
Man, I can't get through that. I mean, I had to get through this one to listen to it, but this is not a song I choose to listen to.
It's instrumental, so
Yeah.
I feel like
It's a curio. It's a curio.
There's a couple great songs on Teenage Guitar, which is a, it's billed as, or it is mostly all Bob, but there are a couple tunes with Demos on it, so I feel like
this is probably from that.
Yeah, like I feel like Bob and Greg got together and banged out some instrumentals one day, and a couple of them turned into Teenage Guitar tracks, and then this one was left over. That would be my story on that one. So
I think I agree with that.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
You got a great echoey piano sound on all those tracks. So
Yeah,
I appreciate that. The atmosphere is there.
yeah.
So,
Teenage Guitar is awesome. I love it.
yeah, you said it.
Yeah. What's next? Ooh. Yeah, we might be here for a while. A mystery walk. All you need is a piece of chalk. Walking down mystery walk. It takes balls to walk down mystery walk. I'm gonna sing the rest of the song. Took 10 years. Get up the balls to walk down mystery walk. Ooh, ooh, mystery walk. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Took 10 years. Get up the balls. I'm gonna keep singing this. Walk down mystery walk. Ooh, mystery walk.
Yes.
What a fucking tune.
It is a fucking tune.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a last minute decision and do another Suitcase track from Suitcase 4 because this belongs on my covers album. It just feels right. Dedicated to Randy Campbell.
Oh yeah, the late great Randy Campbell on lead vocals and Bob on
Guitar and basic drums, yeah, and a killer harmony at the end.
Okay, so this is credited to Randy and Bob, and it is the Human Possible, Randy's band. But this is basically from the same session as Teenage Guitar, More Lies from the Gooseberry Bush.
Were those recorded together?
I think they were, or at least around the same time.
Okay, I don't know.
They were recorded at the same place anyway.
Well, yeah, it's Cybertechnics. You can always tell when something was recorded there. I just don't know anything about the Human Possible past that, so I don't know if there's more than the 3 songs that have been released.
Those 3 songs, but apparently Randy did a whole album.
Oh my.
So
They should have released the whole. Now would be a good time to get the rest. Like, oh, that whole thing is a Hot Freaks thing.
yeah,
Now's the
love to hear
time.
more.
Now's the time.
Yeah, that song's a hit though. God damn.
Yeah.
Walk. All right, next we got The Crowd.
And it's Then Again with 4-part harmonies. 7 days
I need
and
your love
so badly. Then again.
So everyone on vocals. We got Pollard. We got Jim Davidson, who
did The Crowd and then vanished.
Yep.
And Kevin Finette.
To JD. It's another candidate.
True. The point is, it's a hit. I think what's
it's a
interesting is, I'm pretty sure Kevin Fennell was the drummer for The Crowd, so it would make sense for him to be the one doing the fourth vocal, but it lists Jimmy as doing the fourth vocal.
Yeah. Yeah. No Fennell on this track. I mean, there's no drums.
There does.
Kind of like
I was gonna say, I think there's the image that you have in your blog, your old blog, if that ever surfaces again.
Yes.
One day. There's an image.
There's like an acoustic version.
And this is the acoustic version, but there's also a full band version. No clue how it goes. But I bet it's great. Because I feel like I've said it less than usual this episode, but I think Then Again could be brought back. I imagine the lyrics would probably be different, but especially given that God of My Voices currently sports 5 fairly talented singers in its lineup of 5 people, I see no reason for them to not try to do Then Again again.
That would be fun, yeah. With updated lyrics, this one could really
and keep it at a minute.
Be cool.
Yeah, keep it at a minute. Maybe make it like a Cub Scout Bowling Pins track or something.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, like you hear it, right? Yeah.
Bring it all back.
It'd be really fun live too. I feel like if it was going to be presented like this, it would be the kind of tune that would like be stuck on at the end of another song. So a song would go along, and then it would get into a Then Again groove.
No, if this were on an album, I could picture it being as like the last track, like the little short minute long, like fun at the end.
The unmarketed product.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, I like that.
And it almost is, because it's the penultimate track.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, there's only one track left on here.
Damn.
And what is that last track on this disc? Son of the Sea. Noise. It's Sunflower Logic.
I love the Sunflower Logic.
I do too.
Yes, it's noise.
Yeah.
It's
the original.
It's basically noodling around a little bit. And then it goes into more loud. It's almost like a quiet half and then a louder half. But what a great chorus kind of thing. If you could call it that. Which was recycled into Wicked Wiki.
Different one.
Oh, it's not.
Because I know what you're thinking of. I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of Why Do You Stare Into the Sea, which became the absolutely monstrous Crystal Titanic.
Crystal Titanic.
Which is the best song in that album, but we're not on there yet.
And the drums on that song?
Oh, perfect.
You're right. I was confusing that one. This one is more just noise. It's cool though. It's it's an atmospheric track. It's pretty formless. If you like that kind of thing, that you should check out the Sunflower Logic and their unreleased shit canned album, which is basically spread across this disc, their EP, and a couple B-sides.
Yeah, and one track that was fiddled with for one of Bob's solo albums.
Yeah, true. We're not even going to tell you which.
No, you have to go learn that one on your you have to learn on your own.
Yep, ask your dad. All right.
All right, that's the disc.
That is Looking for Toothpaste. I think that's the official title of this disc.
It is. It is the official
A
title.
line from the new ooze, is it not?
Yeah, it is.
The news.
I just added 2 more songs to my pool for covering.
You're gonna do the new ooze, aren't you?
No, I added Mystery Walk, and then I wanted another Suitcase track, and there's too many from Suitcase 1 to pick from, so I said, all right, let's make it easier. I'll pick one that has less, and so I preemptively added a song I don't know the lyrics to, which is There Are Other Worlds, and I'm gonna try to have 63 songs or some obscene amount in 10 days because I'm out of my fucking mind. And I'm not doing like any of the obvious songs too. Oh God, if I was. Ooh.
Listeners at home, Ben is covering
A lot of Robert Pollard songs. I'm currently.
You sent me that playlist.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's great. It's really great. Like you're doing some great work.
Yeah, there's some near perfect versions of Backwash Television and Shadowport Today. Oh, that was magic.
Cool.
And a bunch of and for the listeners at home, a bunch of Suitcase tracks. And if you're not so familiar with the side projects, and you run a podcast about God of My Voices, and you're not familiar with the side projects, you'll listen to this and be really confused at why are there no songs from B-Thousands but 7 songs from the year 2006? Yeah, it's a good thing classes. Yeah. You know what's great is that I'm doing this weird project. And hell, we're doing this. The week that this podcast wraps is the week my classes start up again. So we'll get all this done and out of the way and finished. And it'll be a great finish. And then I can get to classes. All right. Okay, we're...
You go to school. The big school.
Okay. That's a Hot Freaks track, so I actually know how that one goes. It goes, I can't do it, can't go to school, can't do it, and then there's the other one that sounds like Rectangle Creep. I know someone said it sounded like Airport, but I listened to it. Heaven Beats Iowa sounds like The Creep.
Well, thank you.
That sounds like something. It sounds like something like you would have written for Cutter, and Cutter. I can hear Cutter going, Heaven Beats Iowa, or something. It's not really how he sings, but I can't approximate his voice, so I'm not going to try. I'll never be Cutter. Oh, man. Woo! That's a hit. That's a hit.
That is a hit.
Yeah.
Check out the Tin Can Laugh. Do you like our podcast? Check out our band.
Yeah. Check out our band. We haven't made a full album since.
Ever.
Since the last time Joe Biden was in the White House. I'll put it that way.
Holy shit. Is that true?
Yeah. 2016 was because we were making a Tin Can Laughter album when I went through my first breakup. So instead of funneling all of my complex, still honestly fairly less than straightforward feelings about how the whole thing went down into my own band, I channeled them into your instrumentals.
Excellent.
And then mixed the vocals really low. No, well, because that was the album that had shared experience. Because I remember you going, there's only one instrumental left that from what I sent you, and it's a great one. And I was like, yeah, it is great, and I don't know what to do with it. 2021, we have to make another album.
Yeah.
We just have to.
I got some stuff percolating.
Yeah.
It's fermenting.
Mm-hmm.
So
when you have seriously, when you have anything ready, send it my way, and I will do it.
Yeah.
I will do it.
I can't do it.
Do it now.
Yeah. Show.
That reminds me. I don't think I just thought I didn't tell you this. I'm gonna keep recording because it's the last song, so we can tangent. I guess I'll say. I'm gonna end the recording, and I'll tell you after. Thanks for listening, everyone. We've got 2 episodes left. Yeehaw!